Hey guys, it's Miss Sonatore, back at my comfy swing, ready to continue with our Jigsaw Jones story. Before we start, I want to say happy Wednesday to everyone. We're halfway through another awesome week with great weather. Let me start by giving you guys a big hug and reminding you, like always, that I miss you and I'm always sending my love from my home to your home. So let's think back to yesterday. We read chapters 3 and 4 of Jigsaw Jones, and we learned that Jigsaw Jones and Mila talked to their teacher, Miss Gleason, about how they could find out more information about hamsters and snakes. Mila went to the library, and Jigsaw Jones went to the pet store where he saw real-life snakes and got to talk to a snake expert, and they learned information about where Hermie, the missing hamster, could possibly be. So let's actively listen as we read chapters 5 and 6 of our awesome story. Here we go. Chapter 5. Bad news for Hermie. Back home, I sat down to eat a popsicle. It made me feel better. This case was getting complicated. Things were not looking great for Hermie. Plus, I couldn't stop thinking about those rabbits. Somehow eating a mouse seemed okay, but a bunny, oh brother. Just the thought made my stomach hurt. Where was Mila? She should have been back by now. But if you put a book in front of Mila, she might never look up. Suddenly, I heard a voice. Earth to Theodore! Earth to Theodore! Can you hear me? Mom, I cried, I am not Theodore. I'm Jigsaw Jones, and I'm working on a very important case. I see, my mom answered. Well, Mr. Jigsaw Jones, she said, how about working on that room of yours? It's a disaster. Can't, I explained. Things to do, mysteries to solve. My mom put her hands on her hips. Maybe I'm not being clear, she said. I wasn't asking, I was telling, and now I'm exclaiming, clean your room, now. So she wanted to play tough. I decided to hide out in my room for a while. Sorry, but cleaning a room was no job for the world's greatest second-grade detective. Somewhere out there, a little hamster was depending on me. A little furry guy without a friend in the world. Maybe he was lost. Maybe he was stolen. This was no time for putting Legos away. I pulled out my detective journal and reviewed the facts of the case. I listed all of the key words. Hermie, Wignut, mystery, missing, boa, python, world of reptiles, and Jake. I put these words in ABC order. It wasn't easy. Miss Gleason said I needed to practice my ABC order. After ABC order, my list looked like this. Boa, Hermie, Jake, missing, mystery, python, Wignut, world of reptiles. ABC order isn't that hard, except I sometimes get mixed up with M and N. That's because whoever made up the alphabet got it all wrong. N should come first, then M. I mean, look at it this way. If you want to build an M, you start with an N, then you just draw another line. But you can't draw an M without an N already waiting there. That's why I think the alphabet is inside out. But try telling that to Miss Gleason. Bring! It was the doorbell. I'll get it, I yelled. I raced to the door. It was Mila. She had 3 books in her arms, and she looked worried. Mila sat the books down on our kitchen table. She wasn't humming. That meant bad news. I've been reading about snakes, she told me. Look what I found. Mila opened a book to a picture of a snake. It had a mouse in its mouth. This snake is a rosy boa, Mila said, the same kind of snake that Jake owns. Are they poisonous? I asked. No, boas and pythons are in the constrictor family, Mila explained. She flipped through the pages of the book. Those constrictors remind me of my Aunt Harriet, I told Mila. My brother Billy calls her the anaconda. When Aunt Harriet comes to visit, she can hug the life out of you. I hugged myself and squeezed tight. Then I made all sorts of disgusting choking sounds. I fell on the floor. Mila didn't seem to notice. We looked at more pictures. There was one of a snake swallowing an alligator, and there was another picture of the same snake after it was done eating. It looked like a hat. I took out my markers and drew a picture in my detective journal. Mila said these snakes are giant pythons. They live in jungles in Africa and Asia. Jake's snake is a lot smaller. I put my markers away. Maybe Jake's snake is different. Maybe it doesn't eat mice. Maybe it eats pizza or pretzels or something like that. Maybe, Mila said doubtfully. But we still don't know if the snake had opportunity. Opportunity, I asked. Yes, opportunity, Mila repeated. We don't know if the snake could have gotten to Hermie's cage. I stood up. Then we better go, I said. Go? She said. Yes, let's visit the scene of the crime. All right, it's our last chapter of the day called Chapter 6, Wignut's Room. We had to ring the bell 3 times before Mrs. O'Brien answered the door. She had the handle of a big vacuum cleaner in her hand. Hello, Theodore. Hello, Mila, she smiled. Have you been ringing long? Mrs. O'Brien wiped her forehead with the back of her hand. This new vacuum cleaner is so loud, I can't hear a thing. Wignut appeared at the door. We followed him into his room. It was spotless. Sorry about the room, he apologized. My mom just bought a super powerful vacuum cleaner. She's been cleaning for days, so don't leave anything lying around. She might suck it up with her new vacuum. Yeesh. Wignut's room gave me the creeps. It was clean, all right. Too clean. Everything was neat. Books were neatly on the shelves. Toys were neatly put away. Even the floor was neat. How can a guy live like that? It's just not normal. Milo walked over to the hamster cage. It was on a low shelf about knee-high. One hamster laid curled up in the corner. That's Sammy, Wignut said. He's sleeping. Hamsters sleep most of the day, and they like to run around at night. Ah, chew! Mila sneezed. Bless you, I said. The cage looked like a fish tank, except it didn't have any water in it, and also no fish. It had a wire roof. Mila poked at it. The roof moved a little, but not much. I doubted that a hamster could get through a hole that small. Do you always keep the lid on? I asked. Yes, Wignut said. I'm really careful about it. One night after cleaning the cage, I forgot to put it back on. Hermie escaped. We didn't find him for 2 whole days. Mila sneezed and sneezed again. I got tired of saying bless you all the time, but like my dad says, having manners is a full-time job. Even if you have to say the same thing over and over and over again. I tried to imagine what it would be like to eat a hamster. Mila and Wignut watched as I slithered on the ground. I flicked my tongue into the air. I looked at Sammy in the cage. Yuck! I was glad I wasn't a snake. I'd rather eat pizza. Where's the snake? Mila asked. She looked at me crawling on the floor. The real one, she added. Across the hall, Wignut answered, in Jake's room. Can we see it? She asked. Sure. I don't think Jake is home, Wignut said. I don't know. Teenagers don't like people going into their room. Oh, come on, Wignut said. It's no big deal. Jake had a sign on the door. It said, Welcome to the snake pit. Wignut knocked. No one answered. Wignut slowly pushed open the door. We stepped inside. It was dark and creepy. It smelled like snake. That's when Mila screamed. And that is the end of chapter 6. They're leaving us hanging. So be sure to meet me back here tomorrow to see what happens next. Why does Mila scream? Make a prediction. Sending you a heart. Don't forget to check the Facebook page. I'm going to post a picture of our class plant. It is really growing. Love you guys. See ya.